I'm pretty sure about that one.
A few years later, Sanborn said in yet another interview that he'd completely forgotten the K4 plaintext once again. If somebody tried to torture me, I couldn't tell them. I haven't looked at the plaintext of K4 in a long time, and I don't have a very good memory, so I don't really know what it says. So whether Sanborn has actually gone back and double-checked
this
the intended
Sanborn
steps
guy,
for
like,
solving
we
K4
should
remains
get him,
unknown,
bro.
and the possibility of a mistake can't be completely ruled out. That being said, K2 was deciphered in spite of a mistake, so even if K4 contained a similar typo, it wouldn't necessarily be rendered unsolvable. Another reason to be optimistic about the solvability of K4 is the fact that Sanborn has gotten increasingly impatient for someone to solve it. I'm getting tired of the continued and somewhat escalating number of people contacting me and saying that they have cracked the code. I assumed the code would be cracked in a fairly short time. I can't do this for many more decades, okay? I'm 65 now. So, to nudge the process along, Sanborn finally caved and offered a clue in late 2010. The clue was a fragment of the K4 plaintext, specifically the word Berlin, located here. So K4 can somehow be decoded such that the letters NYPVTT are supplanted by the word Berlin. Not only that, but Sanborn released the encoding charts he used to create K1 and K2, which supposedly contain some sort of revelatory information. All that's really been gleaned from these charts so far is that the occlusion typo in K1 was the result of changing the first S in palimpsest to a C. Meanwhile, the K2 chart does not include the underground typo. This could mean occlusion was deliberate while underground was not, just as it could, not mean that. Even though Sanborn stated he wouldn't offer another clue until 2020, he apparently changed his mind and disclosed the second clue only 4 years later. This time it was the word clock, located right next to the previous clue. So this portion of the K4 ciphertext can somehow be decoded into Berlin clock. The clock in question is probably this one. It displays the time using a series of red and yellow lights and is indeed located in Berlin, but its relevance to cryptos remains a mystery. 6 years later, in early 2020, Sanborn disclosed yet another clue. This time it was the word northeast, located here.
Jeez,
Less than a year
bro,
later,
this guy
in the
is...
midst of the pandemic, Sanborn released his latest clue, which was the word east. Even though nearly 1/4 of the K4 plaintext has now been disclosed, the final segment remains undeciphered.
Bro, what the fuck? Yeah,
Something
bro.
I've learned about cryptos over the past few months is that everything you can think of has already been tried. I mean, not literally, of course, but that's certainly what it feels like. There were so many times during my research
Let's
where
do
I
this
had
shit,
an
bro.
idea for how it might
Let's do this shit, bro. Change the title. Somebody change the category.
have been done, only to find that someone already tried that some 20-odd years ago. I mean, we're talking thousands of people trying every conceivable permutation of every conceivable cipher.
I'm joking. I don't know what the fuck. There's
years.
probably some
It's
category.
especially impressive considering Sanborn is not a cryptographer.